Okay. One criticism is some traditional martial artists and ninjutsu practitioners have questioned his connection to authentic ninjutsu and his representation of the art. You know, sort of like, the Navy SEALs that talk about stuff they're not supposed to, but they do, and then they don't like each other and stuff. So, he did apparently train under this dude, Masakai Atsumi, whatever, he's in the book here. So he's some kind of ninja organization or whatever. He did train, but people argue that he diverged from those traditional teachings, creating his own interpretation rather than staying true. So, I mean, he is an American. Like, he did come back and he had to sort of package it for Americans. I mean, karate itself, that's happened between the Okinawan and Japanese lineages to the Americanized versions. And he's openly stated that his goal was to adapt and teach the principles of ninjutsu that resonated to Western audiences. I mean, we were watching this stuff on TV and in movies. So, yeah, I could see where that could be. I don't know that that's that hard to overcome, right? So, some people have seen a rift between him and his teacher and that organization. And, the rift was over whether he actually had the authority to create his own system. And his system is Toshindo. That's what I think he calls it. And he describes it as an evolution of ninjutsu tailored for modern self-defense, I think is what he says. So that was cool. It brought him some fame and followers and stuff, but it led to these accusations, right? So, he's commercializing something, whatever. I mean, that's just American. It's an American, it's what people are, they don't like it, right? This commercialization of ninjutsu. And in a way, it's like that's helped preserve it. I mean, he's the only one really talking about it, really doing things with it, right? Otherwise, it's this shrouded, dark thing that everyone would have forgotten. So, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, right? So there's, critique of his actual system, the Toshindo system, saying that it's been too modernized, it lacks the rigor and depth of real ninjutsu. So, it's more of a martial arts brand than an actual like lifestyle training thing. That's just in the eye of the beholder, I think. I would tell you that the people that have trained with him probably tell you that that's not the case. We see that a lot. Another one is that he's all about self-promotion. I think every martial arts person in America, including Bruce Lee himself, was mostly about self-promotion. That's just kind of like the American way. He was more about, I wouldn't say he was more about, but it's about making money as well. So that's just part and parcel with being an American. Most of the stuff is just people don't like the fact that an American was doing it. And he sort of teaches this idea that this thing or any of these things should be about evolution and adaptability, not just being tied into tradition, right? I think that's not a bad thing. I mean, I'm an American that trains martial arts, so, I don't know about that one. On and on and on, stuff like that. So while he's undoubtedly made significant contributions to martial arts by popularizing ninjutsu in his own way and sharing its principles to us Americans, that's just going to get you, your critics, right? So, authenticity, commercialization, it's not the way the old guys would have done it. That you hear that a lot in other things. It is what it is. I think that it's a cool book. I wanted to share that with you. I've had it on my shelf since 1984. It's a long time, y'all. I've lent this thing out several times. I didn't think I would ever get it back at one point, and it just showed back up. So it's kind of amazing. This book shaped a lot of my early idea of what martial arts was, and then later, as I sort of explored that world and I saw that some of the things he was teaching was actually in other martial arts and things, it sort of solidified that, perhaps he's the real deal. Say what you want about ninjutsu. I mean, honestly, it's kind of silly, but it is a real thing. It is a real way of life. you know? And I kind of dig it. I think you should check it out. Find any books on ninja and ninjutsu. You should pick them up and read them. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that it's not like they present in the movies. So there you go. Stephen Hayes. Would love to talk to him myself and hopefully can set that up. Wish you could get the book. Instead, enjoy it through this podcast. All right, guys, until next time, get after it.